Welcome back to Wrestling What If, the show where we dive deep into alternate realities of pro wrestling history. Today, we ask the heartfelt question, what if Owen Hart had lived? The tragedy that stopped time on May 23, 1999, during the WF Over the Edge pay-per-view, Owen Hart, performing as the Blue Blazer, was set to descend from the rafters in a comedic superhero parody. But something went horribly wrong. A malfunction in the harness mechanism caused Owen to fall over 70 feet into the ring. He was rushed to the hospital, but tragically pronounced dead shortly thereafter. He was only 34. Owen's death sent shockwaves through the wrestling world. He was beloved by fans, respected by peers, and adored by his family. Known for his technical prowess, high-flying ability, and mischievous sense of humor, Owen Hart was one of the most complete wrestlers of his generation. He held multiple titles, including the Intercontinental Championship, Tag Team Gold, and was the 1994 King of the Ring. Yet many believed he was still just scratching the surface of his true potential. A fork in the road, the Blue Blazer angle retooled. What if that tragic accident never happened? Let's imagine Owen Hart survived that night. The Blue Blazer stunt is either canceled or goes off safely. The comedy gimmick fades, and Owen begins transitioning into something more serious. Summer 1999, ditching the cape. After a few final comedic segments, Owen publicly retires the Blue Blazer persona on Raw. He cuts a passionate promo, breaking the fourth wall and telling fans he's done pretending. He wants to be remembered as one of the best technical wrestlers of all time, not a punchline. This moment turns him face. The crowd, relieved and energized, rallies behind him. Chapter 1, The Redemption Arc Feud, Owen Hart versus Kurt Angle. The perfect foil emerges, a cocky, undefeated Olympian named Kurt Angle. The build is simple but effective. Kurt disrespects the Hart legacy, claiming his gold medal is worth more than the entire Hart family tree. Owen challenges him at Survivor Series 1999, ending Angle's undefeated streak in a classic technical showcase. Royal Rumble 2000, Owen enters late, gets a massive pop, and makes it to the Final Four before being eliminated by The Rock. It's clear he's now considered a top-tier player. WrestleMania 2000, Triple Threat, Angle versus Jericho versus Owen. Instead of the real-life two-fall triple threat for both the IC and European titles, Owen is added in place of China. He wins the Intercontinental Championship, reclaiming his prestige and solidifying his comeback. Chapter 2, The Main Event, Climb. Summer 2000, heel turn and alliance with Triple H. As the year progresses, Owen slowly becomes bitter about being overshadowed by newer stars like The Rock, Austin, and even Jericho. He turns heel and aligns with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, becoming the cerebral enforcer of the McMahon-Helmsley faction. Feud, Owen Hart versus Chris Benoit. This sparks a series of technical masterpieces with Benoit, culminating in a submission match at Unforgiven 2000. Owen cheats to win, solidifying his heel status. Survivor Series 2000, WWF Championship match, Owen versus The Rock. Owen finally gets his first one-on-one WWF title shot, taking The Rock to the limit. He loses after interference, but the performance cements him as main event material. Chapter 3, WrestleMania 12, the career-defining match build. Bret returns, mentors Owen. In early 2001, Bret Hart makes a one-off return, not to wrestle, but to appear on screen to give his brother guidance. The fans erupt. Bret tells Owen he's always been the better athlete. Now it's time to prove he's also the better man. WrestleMania 17, Owen Hart versus Shawn Michaels, career versus legacy. Let's go big. Imagine Shawn Michaels returns a year early, in this alternate timeline, and challenges Owen to a match at WrestleMania 13. The hook? Owen wants to avenge the Montreal Screwjob, not for Bret, but to settle his own score. The build mixes real-life tension with high drama. The match? A 5-star epic. Owen wins clean with the sharpshooter. The crowd goes nuclear. He gets a standing ovation and hugs Bret post-match on the ramp. It's his ultimate redemption. Chapter 4, Leader of the New Generation. The invasion angle rewritten. Instead of being sidelined or missed entirely, Owen becomes a cornerstone of the anti-alliance WF. He leads a faction of technically gifted loyalists, Benoit, Jericho, and Edge. He faces and defeats Rob Van Dam in a show-stealing match at Survivor Series 2001. World title run in early 2002, Owen finally captures the WWF Undisputed Championship at No Way Out, defeating Chris Jericho. His reign is short but impactful. He drops it to Brock Lesnar that summer, helping to put Brock over as a monster. Final chapter, the Hall of Famer. By 2004, Owen transitions into a semi-legend role. He wrestles selectively, helping younger stars like Eddie Guerrero, John Cena, and Randy Orton. In 2006, he retires with a heartfelt send-off on Raw, hosted in Calgary. Bret, Shawn, Vince, and many others are present. His Hall of Fame induction happens the same year, this time with Martha Hart and the entire family on stage, tears and smiles everywhere. He then becomes a full-time agent and occasional trainer, helping produce many of the greatest matches of the next decade behind the scenes. His legacy grows, not just as a great wrestler, but as one of the sport's finest mentors. Legacy rewritten. In this alternate reality, Owen Hart doesn't just survive, he thrives. He earns his spot in the main event. He mends fences, he passes the torch, and most importantly, he gets the flowers he always deserved while still alive. A world with Owen Hart in it is a world with more laughter, more brilliance in the ring, and more hearts that stayed whole. Thanks for watching Wrestling What If? If this episode moved you, drop a comment and share your favorite Owen Hart moment. And remember, it's not just fantasy, it's the respect we give to the legacy left behind. See you next time.